Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This week we're heading north to Grand Marais. We're going to do all sorts of wild camping and kind of break in the camping aspect of what Chip is possible of doing. Special visitor this episode and a lot of fun to come. So come on and check it out. So last night, Alex and I got to our destination. We camped out here on some Superior National Forest land. Built ourselves a little fire pit along this old logging or 4x4 road. We're pulled off out of the way if anyone chooses to come through. But we were able to test out these little REI co-op. It's like the cheap camp chair, but it's actually quite portable. Like if you were doing an activity that requires sitting down, it's actually quite attainable if you put this in your pack and hike it with you for longer distances. It's not that heavy and it gets down to a pretty small size. So depends what you're doing. For us it's perfect because we just throw them in the back of the van. It doesn't take up hardly any space. So yeah, it was a really good night. There's lots of dragonflies out here. We saw the lightning bugs outside last night. That was a lot of fun. And today we're just gonna pack up camp here. We just had bacon and eggs and some chai latte espresso drinks. I'm about to have an orange as well, making sure to drink plenty of water beforehand. So yeah, life's good. I think we might rent a kayak or a canoe today. So many dragonflies, it's awesome. But we have Tulip the trail dog with us for the weekend, so it's a lot of fun. 4th of July weekend. Today is the 3rd of July, Saturday. So yeah, just really grateful for this time and opportunity to, well, make a new video and just do something that's kind of out of the ordinary and fun for me to do. So love it. Happy 4th of July. Alright, so these chairs really come as two pieces in essence. There's two pieces in the bag itself. However, on a deeper level, this is multiple pieces. It just folds down into one section that stays together. But all the legs and extensions for the fabric itself do fold down as so. And you're left with a package like this. So that's your baggie. Plenty of room to get all those extension pieces in. And then this fabric here, you can see it's double stitched on the back, single stitches on the edge. Again, this is like a pretty economical seat, even though they definitely make their mark out there at the REI co-op. But nonetheless, seems to be a good product for, you know, generally medium to small size people. I think there's a weight limit on these that's not the best. Yeah, it's a 250 pound weight capacity, so actually that covers most people, I suppose. So underneath of this folds up. cinches down. You've even got this hanging hook right there. So I like the colorway too on this one. I really like how this green kind of shimmers almost yellow, like this yellow underneath it. It's very pretty. So I'm gonna pack up this stuff. So this is our entire camp chair and table system if we want to have our little fire here out in the middle of nowhere. Very small, very portable, definitely worth its size. So we'll put these in the van and we'll get this fire out underneath the wall.
So yesterday Lloyd and I got lunch, and while we were waiting to pick it up, we saw these cute frogs, and they're chocolates. Can you see them? Look how cute that is. And they're from Germany, and if they taste like the German chocolates that I've had, they're gonna be amazing. So we're trying them. They're a little melted. This is what it looks like. They're not as good. They're still good. Come here. Come here, camera guy.
So as you can see, we are out here. We're basically just parked in a field.
Off of an abandoned road. And yeah, we drove up here last night, and we ran into a kind vehicle here that we introduced ourselves to. And then she came and joined us for camping, so let's go meet her. Okay, so this is our friend.
What's up?
Let's start with your name.
I'm Brianna.
Brianna. And we met her last night. We just drove up and we're like, hey, can we park here? And then we started talking. And tell your story, because you don't actually live in this car.
Yeah, so this is my car, like an actual car, but I decked it out to go car camping this weekend. So I actually live full-time in my schoolie that's parked in the Twin Cities of Minnesota. And I didn't want to take just a trip in the bus because it's really big. It's already set up to be stationary. So here's the situation. I have a compact car too, but it works out. So there's literally nothing stopping you from taking a car camping trip.
So she's the first person that we've met on the road that like you live in a bus, but like you're on the road and you're like living like that, kind of like how we are now. So she's like our very first.
She's a very great person. So we had a fire and played games and hung out. And it was great. So now we're going to go into town. We're near Grand Marais right now. So we're going to go get breakfast and coffee and just see the town. Yeah. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Woo woo!
High five.
Booyah. I feel like we should film a TikTok now. Alright, we're leaving the campsite and this is how gnarly the road is. So I'm going to film while I drive down it. Don't go in this mud here. Shake it. All right, we left you guys on the 4th of July, I believe. We had a nice weekend in Grand Marais. As you saw, we met our friend Bree, and that was really awesome just to meet somebody. And Bree, if you're watching this, we had a great time and we can't wait to see you again. We're already planning other adventures with her in the future, so very exciting. And we're kind of just transitioning back to her from vacation mode into now our regular life. And Lloyd actually had a rain day today, so we got to work together in the van in this nice rainy Duluth day. And we're making some updates to the van. We've had some things that we want to change, other things that broke that we need to fix. So we're doing that right now. And first up is the water system. So our Ptrap from our drain isn't actually doing what it's supposed to do, which is block the smell. So the smell's leaking through. We don't like it, obviously. So we are trying to come up with a solution that obviously is hopefully going to solve the problem. So we'll show you what we got going here.
So our original thought process here was a traditional Ptrap style. This is designed to stop the smells coming back up and spreading the fumes.
Yeah.
Across the van. So it's not exactly working in our scenario. So far we're about a month in, and about 20 days in we had to remove this assembly completely and disassemble. From there we had to pressure washer out mold buildup that was just kind of sitting there. And I don't know, perhaps just because the situation doesn't allow for high pressure to come through the pipes and clean it up that well.
Yeah, that might be it.
That could be part of it. But also down here, we have all these little rivets.
Yeah, you can it's kind of gross. I don't want to show too close, but you guys can see here all this gross buildup that we just can't get at, and that's clear. You know, we have all this white here that we can't even see. So it's just kind of gross. And even though it goes to the gray water, it's still not nice to know that we have all this crap in our van.
Right. So what we're going to do is go an alternate route. We will be replacing this assembly with a simple and effective, and ideally, if we're just on top of it, with swapping it out so that it's going to be just sanitary in general and a regular day-to-day task. Ideally, this should work pretty good just because it's simple, there's minimal parts, and it's a very efficient process where it just runs down, it's in there, and then just take the time to dump it every 1 to 2 days probably.
Yeah, so we're getting rid of all this mumbo jumbo here because there's all these different connections where the scent is also leaking through. So we're just easing it up with only having one main tube that's a little bigger than this to just go from sink to in the tank.
Yeah, and before I disassemble this, I'm going to take off this because there's still some water in there, obviously. Remember last time we took it apart?
Yep, I recall.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to remove the tank. We'll go deal with that in a second.
Yep.
And then this is going to come off.
That's going to have water in it.
Oh.
Do you recall?
Yeah. But I thought it would like go to there, but it's probably gonna go
Oh, no, we should be good actually. Sorry, it would be in here.
high. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But like I just don't know.
Camera.
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Should I put a pail under it?
Should you do it?
Probably. However.
Are you going to?
Nope.
No.
Okay, good.
Good thing you're wearing gloves.
Yeah, I got gloves on.
Just don't make it.
But
come
it's
over
gonna
here.
go like.
Don't make it come over here.
Yeah.
It won't be this tall.
I know, that's what I was thinking, but what if it is?
Well, then we'll have to figure it out.
Get a towel. Here.
Okay, you got a towel. Oh well, that's really helpful. It's a little rag.
Yeah. It wasn't chromatic.
Oh, that's actually pretty close to there though. See that line?
Oh yeah.
Gross.
So we're gonna just give that a quick 1, 2. Get access.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, this is why we don't. This is what's coating on all of this. So we're just gonna go burn all of these.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Gross.
dump this quick.
Okay. While he's doing that, this is my position filming. I'm just sitting here on the floor. But basically this is something that we never thought of and nobody had talked about when we were watching like plumbing videos and how people do their plumbing and everything. Nobody talked about the scent leaking, and if they did, they always just said, oh, it's not that bad or it's nothing. But those were people that didn't even have a P-trap. So I don't know if the P-trap just wasn't the way to go or if they're lying. So this is just a reality of living in a van and something that not many people talk about. So I'm glad we had the experience because now we can obviously share it with you and future people who watch these videos and learn that P-trap doesn't really work when you're in a van. So, and we used an actual like house grade P-trap also that you would have seen in our video that we talked about when we did our plumbing and everything. So yeah, P-traps don't work when you're in a vehicle. Alright, these are all of our dishes because we were without the drain for a while, but happy to say we figured it out. Letting this drain. Don't show them, that's gross. Oh, okay. I won't see that shit.
Alright, so as Alex just mentioned, we have switched up, and I'd like to add that we've simplified our drain system. So we just have this flexible pipe here that adapts very cleanly here, and then right here is just a DIY solution for the night. But I've taken this plastic bag and I have some rubber bands here with a stick that I've just tightened the rubber band, and this just acts as a temporary gasket as a kind of splash guard. But the pipe itself does go probably 2 to 3 inches beyond this surface, so this is really just acting as a blowback for any kind of immediate air such as smells or any blowback from the water.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a lot better than what we had before, and we realized that in a van you don't really need a P-trap, so it was kind of just causing a blockage that was unnecessary. And especially since we have such a small system, it just doesn't work. So if you have a bigger system, maybe a P-trap will be what you want to do, but we got 7 gallons, so.
Yeah, it just ended up being really inefficient and really just dirty.
Yeah.
So yeah, so much for the.
We thought we were naive when we not naive. I would say we just were optimistic that our solution was going to be a solution, and it wasn't, and we learned from it, and
Life goes on.
that's life.
Yeah, but this is just really simple. We actually briefly talked to the neighbors down the road who are, I think, part-time van lifers. They have
I don't think they've started
a
their
rig.
build yet, but they are talking about it, and I think he's a plumber or something, so he actually knows about it.
Yeah, he just mentioned that The Ptraps are more for the gases and the septic systems of cities and things like that, and which makes sense. But,
And since we dump so often,
right, it's
just
really unnecessary. Yeah, and he was recommending that we dump every night, just so that there's not water standing there, and then that can build up, and you'll get, you know, more solid particles after it's been sitting there for a long time. And I've noticed that when we do dumps, and it's like,
so doo-doo.
yeah, well, it's dirty talk. So when we do dumps, hashtag do dumps.
Hashtag doo-doo.
So I've noticed that we have black or white particles that'll get encrusted on the interior of the container, and so we'll have to use pressurized water to blast that out. So it's something that we just have to be more on top of just letting our water septic just be drained every night.
And we have a sink this thing where it like catches your food. So it's not like it's large food particles that are getting down there. It's more just like a buildup of the kind of liquidy, like very small food particles in combination with our dish soap, and just like other nutrients just building up and solidifying. So it's not like we don't have a strainer, you know. We're doing everything we can to make sure that doesn't happen, but it still does, and that's just life. So that's that on that.
Yeah.
You hit it.
No.
Oh.
I'm just saying. All right.
We did it! I've never done that before.